to that status. That is, it couldn't, we've had so many crises over the last couple of years that you only remember like the last 3 crises. You forget the previous 25 crises. But that, so often people tell you exactly who they are. That is the mentality. It's, we will not be replaced. You can't encroach on our turf. And that is a frightening mindset to come up against.
It really is. And it's, the idea of, whether you touch on immigration or, women and seeking equality. That's exactly what it comes down to, is that, people that have been in position of power for so long are reluctant to share the rights that they've enjoyed, the privileges they've enjoyed. And we've got to find a way, and I think that, I think we'll know more, I think in November, in the primaries, exactly how our country is feeling. And I think that, and then obviously again, and, when we go to, the general election, we're going to have a really good idea, because it's still pretty scary that the president has an approval rating of 38%. Now, of that 38%, it's very possible that, there are people that, just have Republican views, which, I think different views are okay when it comes to the economy. And how do you produce jobs? I think we can have those healthy debates, what to do with our schools, that sort of thing. But when it comes to, the rights of people, there should be no debate about those things. And so of that 38%, can we, what percentage of those want to find a way, to be able to have their party not, oppress people, whether they're people of color, whether they're women. We've got to find a way. And I think there's room for a third party, because I think there are many of us that want equal rights and, for everyone, and then also want a strong economy and have ideas on how to do that. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if, if the system is so broken in the Democratic Republicans, if it's so broken, the independent thing doesn't work. I get the idea, but it doesn't work. And I'm not sure, what lengths it's going to get to, how broken we have to get before it does indeed happen, where we can, truly have a third party that tells the Republicans and maybe the far left of the Democrats that, these things aren't working. The extremism on both sides isn't working. And how do we find that place that is more central? And, like I said, I'm fine with debating on ways to improve the economy or, opportunities for jobs, but I'm not fine with with the other stuff that is quite frightening, actually.
Yeah, you and I could talk about this forever, and I think what we'll do is we'll continue to talk about it. We'll keep the conversation somewhat bite-sized as we go through each week's show. So I'm going to go to Cheryl for a final thought on basketball or whatever else she likes. I do want to thank successfulmarketinggroup.com. Go to successfulmarketinggroup.com/Cheryl Reeve to get a free audit from Lori Ramsey. Also, one more time, go to bitesquad.com, download their app, use the promo code TALKNORTH to get your first delivery free. Use the promo code TALKNORTH just to let them know that you like the network and you appreciate their support of our network. Appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate our sponsors. And Cheryl, I'll let you have the final thought.
Well, just kind of a quick layout of what we're doing here over at the World Cup in terms of the next week. We're going to be entering into pool play. We've got a couple days of practice. We do have a day off tomorrow, which is nice, our first one in quite some time. But we're going to begin preparing for pool play. You can go on to FIBA's website and you can follow along to see who we're playing. And then you can see the teams in the other pools. And what I get asked a lot is who's our biggest competition. We played one of them today in a scrimmage. That's Australia with Liz Cambage. And a couple other, there's probably 3 other WNBA players on the Australian national team. Spain, who has some really good players, and one of which is a Lynx player, Anna Cruz. That's who we beat the last time in the World Cup, so we expect that they will be, probably a strong foe. And then, we just played France, recently, France and Canada. And so those are the 4 teams that you kind of look at. You can see any of those teams, and I think Turkey. So if you just kind of follow along the next week through pool play, and then we'll move on to the medal rounds. But we'll have a chance to talk before we embark on that.
Excellent. Well, listen, enjoy your trip. I know you've earned the right to be over there, and I hope you actually find some time to enjoy yourself as well. We will talk to you sometime next week, and thanks for the thoughtful conversation.